Let's try this on the whole mix, and I will select a
heavy section.
Today I'm reviewing the Serpent Audio SB4001 stereo compressor. We are going to go over the features and knobs, and then we're going to get in Cubase and listen to some audio running through it, mostly drums and Mixbuses. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Matt Gru. I am a producer, mixing engineer, and performer based in Montreal, Canada. So why am I doing this review? Well, first reason is when I wanted to buy my bus compressor, I did not find any decent review of this unit. And I found it a bit confusing and frustrating to try to hear some decent audio running through it with a good overview of the features. Yes, of course I could read the manual, but I did not find anything that was recent and accurate and satisfying to me to convince me to buy it from those reviews. I have no sponsors or affiliation with Serpent Audio. I bought this unit with my own money, and I am simply doing it to help anyone who is looking for a bus compressor that may not be thinking of this unit to have a listen to it and think maybe that's my jam, maybe that's your jam. It is mine right now. So let us dive in and start tickling these little knobs and see what this unit has to offer. Let's grab this baby now. Look at this beautiful specimen. Now, I'm not a highly technical person. I'm not a guy who does electronics, but I can tell that this was very well designed. It's very clean. And as a kid, I used to love to play Legos. Oh man, I just love to look at these things. But this is not a electronics channel. We came to use this for music purposes, and I'll be mostly holding it in my hands because if I want to touch these knobs and make them move, it's going to be easier. First, let's go over the buttons. These buttons are very satisfactory to press. Little ASMR for you. The makeup gain, the threshold, the blend knob, and the variable release are all continuous, and they're very smooth. They feel sturdy, they feel good. Now the rest are all stepped, and these steps, they require an effort. Like you actually have to grab the thing, and it is literally impossible for you to move between these things with your big stubby hands and make a mistake and move these things. You actually have to grab it and move it. Very well built in that regard. You have the key input. I never use this, but I think if you really want to toy with your hardware gear, you could use this key input to trigger the compressor. So you could do some duckings. They suggest even some de-essing and controlling the whole compressor with an external EQ. Few features that make this compressor unique and different than the SSL. The grind mode, the second auto release, and the boost and slope option of the sidechain filter. So the boost gives you a high K, high shelf boost and a 60 Hertz roll off. So that means that your high end will be more compressed starting to 1K and less at 60 Hertz and down. And the slope will give you a sloped filter crossover at 1K. So starting at 1K, there's a slope and everything under it will be less compressed. The second auto release that you see here, A2, this one, I love a lot. It is unique to the Serpent Audio. It's a faster auto release. It does something to the low end that I really like, and I often prefer it to the fastest release or to the auto release. And lastly, the grind mode. The grind mode, as they describe it, it's a tube-style harmonic overdrive. It will give you some asymmetrical distortion. It's at the output stage. So what it means is that even though you put your signal in, if you're completely dry and you're on grind mode, you will still get that tube-style harmonic distortion. So you can basically use this as a color box. You just put your signal in, you put the grind mode on. If you like it, you don't want to compress it, well, that's it. Oh, yeah, what's different then? You have a freaking blend knob. So that means integrated parallel compression. Almost forgot, one last feature that this bad boy has is the variable release right here. So you put that in variable and then you get access to a fully variable release. Like that's the fastest release you will get with this. But if you want to go very subtle, like you're looking to find the right tempo of the song, you want this to be super precise, you could dial this very precisely and have some in-between values with your release. Let's get in Cubase, let's get some audio running through that bad boy and see what it can do.
All right, we're here with the unit. A couple things that I want to mention is you're going to see the signal coming in Cubase right here. Don't mind it, it's not using anything on the SPL Big. This is just to pass the signal through and loop it back into my OBS so I can record Cubase output along with my vocals while I can still play back on Cubase. First order of business before we start just having fun with audio is talking about the grind mode. The grind mode is affected by the input level in the unit. It will activate when you toggle the compressor in, no matter if you're on dry or wet with the blend. And I'll demonstrate that using a test tone. We're going to start with a 440 test tone. As I said, don't mind this. Compressor in, completely dry, grind in. Right? Quite obvious. Now let's do it with 1K. Just to showcase, grind is in, comp is out, you don't hear it. Let's get this bad boy started. We're gonna begin with some raw drums. They're barely mixed. They're straight out of the preamp, a little bit of EQing on the way in, but that is pretty much it. Let's go for this. Really brings some life into those raw drums. Let's move on to drums that have been mixed more, that have a little bit more EQing on them, and that have no bus compression. Start smooth. Let's try to get that snare even longer. again. I love how it brings the room. Let's try to crush it and get some parallel compression even more. It's starting to be sexy here. Let's try this on the whole mix, and I will select a
heavy section.
You see, so many options. All right, one last excerpt. It's from a production I did a couple of years ago with Wave and Wire. The song is called Keepsakes. It's out already. I'll leave a link down there if you want to listen to them. Shout out to them letting me use the music. So, just Mixbus. Let's get some glue.
It's telling, it's tempting, it's grabbing hold of me. This concept of freedom, I can't believe it's still here waiting over me. Like an anvil. Better wait a day, better wait a night. Better get another way to get out of the fight. Put another time, try another time. Gotta find a better way to hide it from the light. Hold safe my dreams, save them from me before I try to destroy them. These hopes you take guard as keepsakes before I try to uphold them.
All right, your turn now. Tell me, what do you think? Do you like how this compressor sounds? Do you like how it grabbed those drums, those mixes? I certainly love all the options that this compressor has to offer with the sidechain filter, with the blend. It's very versatile, and if that unit has been on your mind, hopefully that review has been useful. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye.